I'm Jake with MegaChess, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble our commercial grade roll-up chessboard. Our commercial grade roll-up chessboards are available in two different sizes. The first option has 12-inch squares like you see right here. The second option has 24-inch squares. The assembly instructions are going to be about the same, just with the 24-inch squares, your tiles are going to be about 4 times the size. For the sake of space, I'm going to show you how to assemble the board with the 12-inch squares. So first things first, let's grab our boxes and unpack the contents. All right, now that we have the board unpacked, let's go ahead and look at the contents. So you should have 32 white squares, 32 black squares. If you ordered the optional ADA compliant edge ramps, then you should have 2 Model 1s. They're going to have loops on the 2 ends and then across the top. You should have 2 Model 2s. They have loops just on the edges right here. You should have 14 Model 3s. They have loops across the top and then on the left side and none on the bottom. And then you should have 14 Model 4s, and they're just going to have the single loop on one of the sides. And then you should have 4 of the little corner pieces. All right, so now let's start gridding out our board and then we can begin assembling. All right, so now we have the board all gridded out. And before you think I got too far ahead of you, let's go ahead and talk about the how and why we grid out the board before assembly. So the reason I like to do this beforehand is so that I have my orientation down correctly and I have my proper white, black, sequential order with all the tiles. So now with orientation, there's going to be 2 key things that you're going to look for. So our bottom right-hand square is going to be white. So we have a white tile, bottom right hand. And the way the tile is going to be laid out is you're going to have loops across the top and then across my left-hand side right here. And that's how all the tiles are going to be oriented, is the loops on the top left and then, or on the top and then my left. And then we just alternate tiles, white, black, all the way down and all the way across. So now that we have all of our tiles oriented properly, we can go ahead and start assembling the board. So the way we start this is we would just pick up this square to the left of our bottom right hand tile here. We'd pick up the loops, line them up, or line the pegs up with the loops. Now you can use your thumbs with a little elbow grease. I personally like to use a rubber mallet. So then we'll just knock them all in. And I like to work my way across when assembling these. All right, so now we have our first row done, and we'll start right back here with the right. So now we pick up this black square, align the pegs into the loops, and knock those in. Now with this one, we'll have to line the pegs up in 2 different places. We'll have to go on its right-hand side and then across the bottom here. And then same thing right here. So we line the pegs and the loops up across the right and bottom. And then we just keep working our way across and then start back to the right and then just keep going until we finish up. And there we go. So now we have our chessboard all assembled. If you did not order the bonus optional ADA compliant edge ramps, then you can go ahead and bust out your pieces, set up your board, and get to playing. If you did order the optional ADA pieces, then stay tuned and we'll show you how to assemble those. Okay, so now that we had the board put together, we'll go ahead and grid out our edge ramps. So just like we like to lay out our tiles beforehand, we want to do the same thing with the edge ramps to make sure that we have the positioning of the edge ramps all correct. So where I like to start is this bottom left-hand corner right here. And the edge ramp that you're going to want to use just has a single loop on one of the ends right here, and that's going to point towards your corner. So you're going to have a total of 14 of those, and we're going to lay them out across the sides that have the loops on them. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. And then we come to an edge ramp that has the loops on both ends right here. So we'll lay that one. We got a little square corner piece. So then you have 7 more of those side pieces that's going to go down this side of the board. So that's one that has the loop just on the one edge right here. I'll point that towards the corner. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll get down here. And then we have another edge ramp that has the loops on the 2 ends right here. So we'll lay those down. Got our little corner piece. All right. Then we turn our corner. And now we have edge ramps that have loops across the top and on the one side right here. So we're going to point that one side towards the corner. We're going to have a total of 14 of these that go on the sides without the loops on them. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We come to our last corner that has loops on both sides, loops across the top. So lay those down. Corner piece right there. We have 7 more of these pieces with the loops across the top and the one loop on the side, which we're going to point towards the corner. And we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And we'll finish it up where we have loops across the top and loops on the edges right here. All right, so now that we have the edge ramps all sorted out properly all the way around the board, we're going to start right here in this left-hand corner and work our way clockwise around the board, assembling these edge ramps. So we'll start right here. And we'll just lift this edge ramp up. We'll line up the pegs with the loops on the board and just press those in. You can use your thumb or your rubber mallet. Then we'll go to the next one. So now we put the pegs into the loops, and then this one little loop goes into the end peg on the adjacent edge ramp. You have to just kind of tuck that one under right there and push it in. And then same thing right here. All right, so now we've gotten to our first corner, so we take our little square corner piece, and those have little pegs right there. So now we just lay these pegs into the loops on the ends of the ramps. And same thing with this one. We just take our loop, tuck it underneath the little square corner piece right there, attach it to the board. have our last square. And there you have it. We have our board completely assembled with the edge ramps on. So now you can get to playing. If you have any questions about the assembly of this board, any of the other boards that we offer, you can always feel free to give us a call.